You know, it's funny to me that we often look to politicians or business leaders as the people who give those great speeches that we should learn from. But hey, it's Christmas. And I think one thing I know to be true is some of the best speeches of all time are the ones that you've seen in a movie performed by an actor. And so I thought, because it's Christmas, let's do one of my favourite ones. My favourite movie to watch on Christmas Eve is Scrooged. Scrooged is a take on The Christmas Carol where Bill Murray in the 80s plays Frank Cross, who's a big TV executive who's really grumpy, like Scrooge. And then by the end of it has had all these experiences that he interrupts a live broadcast of A Christmas Carol on Christmas Eve and talks about how he's learnt and he's changed his ways and he's this lovely, warm person that we should all love Christmas Eve. I deliberately watch it on Christmas Eve every year. It's one of my favourite speeches of all time. And so let's see what we can take from it and learn from it today in the Christmas spirit of things. Let's just set the scene. Frank Cross is this sort of tough and selfish and thoughtless and mindless character. He's forgotten to buy his brother a Christmas present. He's got his PA to do it. She's thought of something really nice. He's not bothered at all. And all of the scenarios that you have, he's really thoughtless. He's like, yeah, I'm just after the money. And then he gets to this point in the movie, having been through the Christmas Carol experience. I don't need to tell you it. It's such a famous story. But he goes through that change. And one of the identifiers that the filmmakers give Frank Cross is that one of the first things he does is he messes about on set. So he interrupts a live broadcast, which is a big deal. It's breaking formality. It's doing something, a really, really big thing. He also does this thing where he walks in and he starts remembering everybody's names, which he hasn't before. So that's a good one, isn't it? That we understand that this person has become a genuinely good leader, if you like, because he's now remembering their names. Now, the next 5 minutes or so, he's kind of messing about, and we'll leave that one. We'll park that one in the HR department. When you watch it, you'll see what I mean. But then he goes into this lovely speech, right down the lens, right down to the people of the USA, as he's interrupted this live broadcast and is doing something really different. And the thing to remember about the whole movie is that one of the main characters, little Timmy, if you like, he can't speak, he's mute. And something really magical happens because of this speech. So let's watch this speech together if we can. Here we go.
It's Christmas Eve. It's the one night of the year when we all act a little nicer. We smile a little easier. We share a little more. For a couple of hours out of the whole year, we are the people that we always hoped we would be.
So this bit opens, it's Christmas Eve. It's really relevant to the audience. It's really relevant to me when I'm watching it at home as well on Christmas Eve. I deliberately do it. It's Christmas Eve. And he uses, what's really nice is it sounds spontaneous, doesn't it? And I think, in fact, they talk about, I've seen like documentaries and read a bit about it. It is relatively spontaneous, but it's spontaneous because you think it's spontaneous because he goes, we, and it's this unifying statement. And I love the line. We want to be, for a few hours, we get to be the people we hoped we could be. What a lovely unifying statement. And let me say this to you. This unifying statement is one of the most powerful things that you can use in a kind of leadership celebratory speech. It's like the one thing that unites us here right now is it's Christmas Eve. And we get to be better people on Christmas Eve. And there's that lovely hope that's installed there.
It's a miracle. It's really a sort of a miracle because it happens every Christmas Eve.
I talk to leaders, when we make speeches with clients, I talk a lot about this. Give them a vision, give them something to look at. And like that line, we can be the people we've always wanted to be. And then he says it's a miracle, and it's a miracle that happens every year. And he's almost going, here, look, up in this sky here, there's something to look at. How do we get there?
And if you waste that miracle, you're going to burn for it. I know what I'm talking about.
And if you don't get that miracle, you're going to burn for it. I know what I'm talking about. Now, that's all part of what's been before. It sounds a bit scary, I know. But when he talks about it, it refers to what's been happening in the film, and it makes complete sense. But look, he's going into the kind of the fear bit, the worry bit, the problem. Like, let's go for this lovely big prize up here. But if you don't get it, it could be bad. Really lovely speech structure.
You have to do something. You have to take a chance. You do have to get involved. There are people that are having trouble making their miracle happen. There are people that don't have enough to eat. There are people that are cold. You can go out and say hello to these people. You can take an old blanket out of the closet and say, here. You can make them a sandwich and say, oh, by the way, here. I get it now.
I love this bit so much because he takes the word we and he turns it into the you. So all of a sudden, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. He's like, there are people, which is we often talk about stating the problem and saying there is a problem rather than you are the problem. There is a problem. There are people who are not having any food. There are people, you can help, we have to help, you have to help. And the other thing about it is that he's not talking in jargon. He's not saying there are people who are socioeconomically out of place here. He's like talking in examples and pictures. You can take people a sandwich. You can say, here, have it, here, give it.
And if you give, then it can happen. Then the miracle can happen to you. It's not just the poor and the hungry.
I get it now. If you give, then the miracle can happen to you. I mean, that's the through line, isn't it? When you give, then miracles happen for you. That's what he's trying to achieve here. So it's really, this bit's really amazing. But the key thing that I find really lovely about this, and it's the one thing that actors really bring to speeches, is this lovely song that comes out. All this emotion, they really attach to the words that they're talking about because that's what they're trained to do because they're actors. And I think when I watch this speech every single year, it's not, I remember the words. What I remember is this energy that happens. And look at that energy. That energy is like literally, it's so big that he's taking people up off the floor. Let's keep watching.
It's everybody who's got to have this miracle. And it can happen tonight for all of you. If you believe in this spirit thing, the miracle will happen and then you'll want it to happen again tomorrow. You won't be one of these who says Christmas is once a year and it's a fraud. It's not. It can happen every day. You just got to want that feeling. And if you like it and you want it, you'll get greedy for it. You'll want it every day of your life, and it can happen to you. I believe in it now. I believe it's going to happen to me now. I'm ready for it.
So this emotion is amazing. Now, I always show people, there's other videos that I show in the training when we do training with people, and we talk about how, you've got this energy that you can bring, and you can bring people off the ground with the energy that you can bring. You can make people do anything with this energy. It's just the energy. It's like feeling the power in your body and your voice. I recognise that this is quite a hard place for people to go. And I also recognise that when you watch this, you're aware you're watching something entertaining and that there's a room for that extra bit of emotion. In leadership, I think vulnerability is important. And then there's a care to that vulnerability. There's that expression needs looking after so that you kind of still look like you have it together. And Bill Murray's character at this point, Frank Cross, and Bill Murray is playing this character at this point, he's right on the edge of that. He might lose it any minute. He's about to lose it. Surely he's lost it. Which only works because we've seen him be so mean before. We've seen him be so mean. So it's actually like this explosion of kindness that's coming out of him. And that's okay. The point I want to make is this. You have so much room in your performance with your teams. Often you think, right, I'm just talking and this is fine. And imagine you could be the person that you always wanted to be. Every Christmas you get to be this person, and I get it now. I get that. It doesn't feel the same as what he's doing. Equally, you're not expected to go to where he is, but if you were somewhere in between, and there's an enormous amount of room. I was doing some training this week and I got someone to do something 8 times to get him up to the place where I was like, yeah, that's too far. Now come back. So there's a way to get to put more energy in, more of you in, that means that you can get that emotion up. So it could be as simple as saying, so rather than it being, you want to have the energy now to be the person in the room that people want to be. It might be more. Today, we've got this amazing achievement that we've got this amazing goal that you could be working towards. And that in itself can just lift people, getting that energy in there. Right, let's keep watching.
It's great. It's a good feeling. It's really better than I've felt in a long time.
Sort of lost it now. I feel amazing.
I'm ready.
But people do attach to that vulnerability, right?
Everybody.
Big moment.
Did I forget something, big man?
God bless everyone.
And that's the amazing bit. So the thing I want you to take away from something like when you're watching actors on TV doing their films, I've still got my hat on, I was going to take it off. But when you're watching TV and you're watching these films and you're seeing actors do these amazing speeches, I want you to see the energy that they're putting into it. Because, as I said, largely you rarely remember the words. That's why the words need to be really simple, they need to be repeated, and they need to be really clean. But it's the energy that goes with it. And you know, the demonstration that they put in this story is you role model and put that energy in and you change a kid's life, right? So if you can think about over this holiday season, if you've got that talk that you're coming back to, you know, the office is coming back in and everyone wants to get started again, and you've got a talk to come back to, and it could be as simple as, right, let's get going. We've got the year to kill now. We've got to go and do amazing jobs. But if you went into it going, right, we've got an amazing opportunity this year, just that tiny lift in your voice, that tiny energy, that festive Bill Murray energy, then I think that you'll find that you can really inspire your team that little bit more. In our training, we do a load on this because really the power that you have in your voice and the power that you have in your delivery is going to have such a big impact to the emotion that you inspire in the room. And that's where, you know, one of the lovely keystones in the middle of it all is to get that sort of thing right and to get that opportunity to practice it. So yeah, that's my challenge to you over the holiday season. Think about, you know, even when you're raising a toast at dinner on Christmas Day, maybe think about how your voice takes the people in the direction that you want them to go, because good presenters really capture that. As I always say to you, great communication will change your life and the way that, including the way that you speak to yourself. I'm here every single week for you, sending out emails. If you want to be on there, make sure you get these videos first when it matters the most. Then make sure that you click on the link in the episode notes now. And I'll see you in the new year. Happy holidays.